Yo, welcome to Sprawl and Brawl episode number 27. It is a Thursday, November 24, 2016. I am Wildmat, your host slash producer, and as always we have Steiner.
Hey. Hey. Let's talk about some pro wrestling.
Oh, is that
guys.
what the show is?
Come on, guys. Let's talk about some pro wrestling.
I thought it was about MMA. Oh man, I'm gonna leave now.
Yeah, that's the way I feel.
Well, now there's no curb, so
yeah,
there's way less wrestling. Way less. Alright. So, megasearcher.com, that's the URL you want to check out for all our VODs and MP3s relating to the show. They go back as far as, 2012 or something like that. It's somewhere around that. And then, we're on iTunes and all other places where you can find podcasts. And then youtube.com/MegaSorter is our channel where you can find our live broadcast as well. All right, so let's just jump into the news right away before we go into any of the results of the week. This is a result, but it's just one fight, so we won't touch upon the whole card. I sent you a link. Did you see this? Bigfoot fought in Russia.
Yeah.
Against some jacked Russian dude. I don't even have his name. I don't even care what his name is. It's in Russia. Unless it's Fedor, I don't really give a shit. But Fedor was pretty much done
Even
in the
if it is Fedor, I don't really give a shit.
Yeah, me neither, but I know him. I know his name, so that's I can relay that information. But other people, Bigfoot was down in the second round, and it could have been called off easily. But it seemed like the lax Russians there, they like to be lax on their stuff. It's weird. It goes both ways. Like if a Russian is getting beat up, they're like, oh, we want to give our Russian a chance to win. But then if it's a Russian beating up the dude, they're just like, the Russian's fucking killing him. It's all right. It's all good.
Let him watch.
Yeah. Russia's a weird place.
Yes.
And then
they got Putin.
I would argue that Bigfoot probably won the last round, but he got dominated the first two. He probably lost the third round too, to be fair. But if there was one round where he might have won, it was the last one. Yeah, so Rashad Evans...
That was the tournament?
No, that was just one fight
just a
in
fight.
Russia.
Okay.
Yeah. Rashad is out of his fight against Tim Kennedy again at UFC 206.
Yeah. Do they have reasons, or is this just him pulling out because he has a brain contusion of some sort?
This is
fighting's not a good idea.
This is the Ontario Commission agreeing with the New York Commission.
New York?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And going nope, not here.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe in Vegas or something.
Dude, no. He's got some sort of blood clot. I don't know what it was, but there's something fucked up with his brain. He should not be fighting.
Nope. Until he gets it figured out anyways.
It's something that it's not going away. It's there for the rest
I
of
get
his
it.
life.
I get it. But let's just play the devil's advocate here. Let's say it's an anomaly. Let's get it checked out by a lot of people and make sure what the fuck it is.
I'm sure they have. I'm sure they have.
Well, yeah, probably. But if this came out from the New York stuff, it's pretty recent.
Yes.
So, yeah, just get it figured out, Rashad, and then fight if you can. If you can't, then hey, you fought pretty long. I wouldn't argue with your career. It was pretty all right.
But yeah, so it would have been tough too was when he got into the UFC, and he would have been fighting before that. So yeah, he's probably been fighting.
Did he win one title or two?
Just one.
Just one. Then lost
he
against
fought
Machida.
Jones. Yeah. He fought a second time with Jones and then got dominated for 5 rounds.
Yeah, man, he's definitely an old dude now in terms of MMA age.
Now he comes down to 85 when he should have done that 3-4 years ago.
And then Tim Kennedy, Kevin Gastelum said he wanted to fight him, but Kevin Gastelum has a suspension for missing weight from the New York Commission, which is, at first it seemed like the New York Commission wasn't reporting it to the national database of the American Boxing Commission. They have a database for their the suspensions, and it seemed like it wasn't getting updated, and then boop, it popped up, and hey, you can't fight anywhere now for 6 months. Deal with it. That's what happens when you miss weight. And funny enough, they gave Thiago Alves 3 months.
That's 3 months. Well, because he showed up and missed weight.
Well, he showed up and he was honest about the whole shit. Like, he wasn't.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
So why not give him a little bit less? And he said that he had a stomach
they actually
flu
even
too,
gave him anything. Sorry?
He said that he had a stomach flu too the week before.
Okay, so yeah, okay.
That's what stopped his weight loss.
Yeah. Cutting weight to begin with is like one of the shittiest fucking things you could ever do to yourself. If you're doing that when you're sick, oh my god.
If you're doing that and you eat something just fucked up, like your body's even weaker than it normally is, so you're even more susceptible
because
to
a lot of
shit.
it comes out like you have to do certain things so that you can cut weight the week of.
Mm-hmm.
If you're sick before that, you're not doing that.
Oh no, you're fucking laid out, not doing shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Like you need to get all those excess not chemicals, but minerals and shit out of your body, and you're drinking like distilled water for like 2 weeks beforehand. So then when you get to the week of, you can just lose the fucking weight.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're crushed over a toilet or fucking curled up into a fucking fetal position on your bed, you're not doing any of that.
And I like distilled water is fine and all, but I still like water with stuff in it.
Well, they use distilled water because there are no minerals.
Oh no,
so
I know why they use it.
You're not adding extra minerals.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because like the human body or whatever takes like 60 or 70% of their minerals from water.
Oh, distilled water tastes pretty alright, but it's
odd. No, it does taste odd.
No, I like it.
Different. Well, it's different. Let's go with different opposed to odd.
There's so many different ways you can fucking purify water that's probably my least favorite. But
the thing is, it's more than just purification. You're taking all minerals.
Oh yeah, no, hey, you're purifying that shit, man, down to the H2O-ness of it, man. That's it.
Yeah, I know.
That's all that's left.
Well, but the thing is, if you get spring water that's filtered and it still has calcium, it still has.
Oh yeah, no, it's filtered in a different way.
Yes.
In a way that leaves stuff that is still good for you, but
well, things that we need is it's just the whole thing about cutting weight of how it all works, and go listen to Joe Rogan, he'll tell you all about it.
Put some Himalayan salt in your stuff, man. Just go all out. All right, BJ Penn got a fight announced this week. Did you hear about that?
Yes.
Against Yair Rodriguez, which I find
I like that fight.
Yeah, it's better than his last fight.
Yeah. Like just giving him not a give me, but like a certain like reasonable. He hasn't fought in how many years? And the last time he fought, he got his ass raped by Edgar. So yeah, just giving him like a good fight, something he has a reasonable chance of winning, and it's just mindset. Penn has the fucking skills. There's no fucking question about that. But mindset of A, wanting to hurt somebody, B, willing to hurt somebody, and because he has the skills to hurt somebody, it's just then like wanting to go punch somebody in the face. Like he had that at one point in time, and kind of GSP took that from him.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
After that GSP fight, he wasn't entirely the same.
Nope. That's for sure. So yeah, that's January 15th in Phoenix on a fight night. So I don't know. I guess that's on Fox. It's going to be on Fox Sports 1. That's on a Sunday.
That is a fight night. It's not.
Yeah, it's a free event.
Well, I understand. So okay, fight night Phoenix. No, I was just wasn't sure if he was on the undercard or something like that.
Oh no, he's the main event.
He's the main event.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's on a Sunday.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard me say that. Honestly, they should keep everything on fucking Saturday.
Yes.
God
I agree.
damn it. Like this Friday event coming up on the 30th of December. Screw that noise. What is that? What is that? UFC.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous. I don't want. Is there like a hockey game on the 31st? I want to say that there's a hockey game on like New Year's. It might be the day after.
I don't know.
An outdoor game. It might. Who knows? But nobody. Come on. Nobody watches hockey and UFC. Come on. That doesn't exist.
Well, the thing, like I would just think like in Vegas, you'd have to have it set so that it would finish before. It would have to finish at like 11 o'clock Vegas time. or something.
Oh yeah,
like
no, for
that.
sure. You just make it. Look, you just like I said before. You make it be like a TV card that starts at 8 p.m. or 10 p.m. on the east. No, yeah, 8 p.m. That's when those Fox.
Yeah, but well, then you wouldn't
start.
have Rousey and all that fighting on that.
Yeah,
It
but
would-
you just put it like Fox. The Fox events are great because it starts at 8. They end at like 10:30 ish, and then I'm like,
Well, no,
oh,
I
man,
get
that's
that.
awesome.
I get that.
It's not. It's not 2 a.m. Just do that for the Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, but
fight.
that
People are gonna watch it. People are gonna watch it.
yeah, I know, but the UFC won't make this money. that
Build
would
it and
with
they
the
will
pay-per-view.
come.
But they don't make the money.
Yeah, but I
They make
would
a lot
argue
more money on a
we'll see how
pay-per-view.
they do on a Friday. We'll see.
No, yeah, fair enough. Okay, No, I see where you're coming from on that.
Yeah, that's my only argument, man. I watch wrestling on Sundays. I'm fine with stuff being on Sundays. It's just there's stuff on Sundays where I'm used to it not being MMA. So when there's an MMA on not a Saturday, I'm just like, oh, my body. Maybe Wednesday with the tough stuff. That's the only other day. That's the only other day I'll tolerate.
They've been moving with tough stuff to the Saturdays the last couple of years.
Whatever.
Like, yes, they originally did have them on the Wednesday or whatever. I think that was actually once they switched over from Spike, they stopped doing that.
I don't think so. Don't think so.
No.
Pretty sure it's still on Wednesdays. I want to say.
No, well, no.
Oh, the
The Ultimate
finales
Fighter
are on Saturday.
show-
Yes, the
Yes.
finales are always on Saturday. Yeah, that was always live on Saturday.
Was it always on? I thought they were on Wednesday.
No, like the first one was on a Saturday too.
Okay.
Yeah, because the first one, it was its own full card, and that was the main event. The co-main event actually. The main event of the first one was it wasn't the two coaches, was it? No, the first one. No, that was Randy Couture and
Couture and
So the main event
they
was
may have fought
them.
at a pay-per-view, but it wouldn't have been at the card.
Or no, was it Ortiz and Shamrock? No. I don't remember what the main event of the first Tough was. Of the Tough finale, anyways.
Yeah.
It might have just been Bonner and Griffin and
No, Franklin and Shamrock. You were close.
Ah. I had him in my mind.
Once I saw that, I remember that. But
yeah. Oh man, that was a
Franklin
bad fight.
and Shamrock.
It was a bad fight. Don't go and watch that one again.
No. Well, go watch
unless you really don't like. Well, unless you really don't like Shamrock, then
Bonner.
you can go like, look at Shamrock. But that does about it.
Go watch the Griffin Bonner fight again because that was.
Hey, and if you don't like what's his face, not Diego Sanchez, but blah, blah, blah.
Kenny Flo.
Yeah, if you don't like Kenny Florian,
Flo.
go watch that fight.
He got his ass raped because he was fighting at 185, and he ain't not a 185er.
He got killed.
Yeah. Well, Diego Sanchez, was an axe murderer, and Ken Florian was like 30 pounds, 40 pounds.
And that was
lighter than
before Diego started yelling yes coming to the freaking ring.
No.
Yeah. All right. Oh, hey, Justin Gaethje, which he is the welterweight, I want to say, champion of World Series of Fighting. So his last fight is in December. It is a title defense. There's 3 title defense on that card. It's in New York. And the main event is Jake Shields versus, another reject from the UFC. Jake Shields and...
Fitch?
Yeah, John Fitch. Yep.
Fitch, okay.
Yep.
All right, that just makes sense.
So that's for the title there at WSOF. Anyways, so Justin Gaethje said that will probably be his last fight before he signs with anybody. So he's going to test out the free agency market there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's probably a dude that you could sign into UFC from WSOF. He's actually pretty all right.
Yeah, it's been a while since I saw any World Series of Fighting.
It's been a while.
Events.
They were supposed to do one in September, and they canceled it so that they could stack the New York show in December.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that was it Gaethje. It was Gaethje, or maybe it was John Fitch and Shields that was supposed to happen in September.
Okay.
And they just pushed everything to New York. And the last news item here before results, Machida. He's unhappy with his USADA sanction of 18 months. Not happy.
Yeah, 18 months. 18 months is a long fucking time.
It's a long time, but it's not the maximum time. and he should have been aware. Like, I'm sorry, he could say whatever he wants, but like, it's just a fucking website away to just go look at that shit.
Yeah, well, when it is your life and your career, yes, I do agree. I just don't know the timelines. Like, if it was a significant amount of time, then yes, like, there is some huge amounts of fault on his fault.
Let's say he got it from meat somewhere, then yeah, that's out of his control. But he was taking fucking supplements. Like, I mean, yeah. And he knew it too. Like, he voluntarily declared it. So, yeah.
Oh well, yeah. He read a form and is going like, this stuff. I take that stuff.
Whoops.
Like, I'm not allowed. Since when?
Yep.
Since like 3 months ago. No shit.
Yeah, I was too busy drinking my piss over here. Man, I missed it. I missed it.
Well, no, the thing is, if he's drinking his piss, he's just drinking it twice. So he's getting like even more.
Yep.
Maybe I don't know. I don't quite. If your body's ejecting it from your body, you shouldn't be eating it again or drinking it or consuming it of any sorts.
Yeah, hey, I feel sad for him, but it could have been worse.
Yeah.
Like, let's say he went to arbitration and then they gave him the maximum amount. Yeah. He would have waited the whole arbitration and then the maximum amount too. So
yeah,
I was like, well, there we go. Whatever. 18 months, man. This started in April, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
So, he's got like another year or so.
Which is, the thing is, how old is Machida, man? He's got to be getting up there.
He's old. He's Rashad Evans old now. So there was a lot of goddamn MMA and wrestling that happened this weekend. I don't know if you were aware. But we talked about the two UFCs. I was aware. We talked about the two UFCs, but I totally goddamn forgot to bring out the Bellator. The Bellator might have been the best card of the fucking weekend too. So it was headlined by, I'm not going to talk about it yet because I'm going to talk about it later. But the headliner was Michael Chandler versus Benson Henderson, if you didn't know. So there's a little teaser for later. There's a lot of stuff that happened in Bellator. But let's start with, was that the first event? That was Friday night. Oh, no, Ireland was on Saturday.
Yeah, you got this backward. Yeah.
All right, so there you go. Let's go to Bellator first, I suppose. I'll just touch upon some prelims real quick. The Nasabe Muhammad versus Dwight Grant. Not to be racist or anything, but these were two very large black guys that would intimidate me in real life if we were in a fight. So I would not want to get into a fight with either of these guys because it looked like they could land one hit and just KO you. And the first punch of the fucking round, Grant just fucking knocked out Muhammad. Like, he was out, but as soon as he landed, he came back. He just came back. Like, it's like when he landed, his brain just boop. Oh, hey, that impact. Hey, I'm here now. And he fucking recovered. But I mean, it was not enough. And Grant just dominated him the whole fight. And it went to a decision, unanimous, 30-27. But yeah, man, opening seconds, the fight was decided pretty much. Dominic Sunmer versus Justin Russell. So Bellator's been doing something with like the U.S. Army lately where they have like two active Army members in a fight. So this was one of them. It was all right. Summer lands a huge kick to the ribs while Roswell was actually on the ground. He was on the ground and he got kicked in the ribs and like I don't know. It must have hurt him so bad that like he fell backwards and then his head just kind of whiplash and like he was out. He got kicked in the ribs and he could not take it anymore. Sorry,
the guy on the ground.
So yeah,
kicked him.
No. The guy, he was standing and then he was grounded and then he kicked him on the ground. Like he was standing, but he kicked the guy grounded.
And
in the ribs.
The guy on the ground collapsed.
Yes.
But he was already down, so how did he collapse?
That's the thing, man. Like, you got to watch it. Like, he was like he was like kind of like on his ass, and like he got kicked on the ribs, and I guess it just hurt him so much that he had like a reaction, like and like his whole like upper body like that, and then he got grounded, pounded a few times, and that was it. Yep. Carrington Banks versus Jake Roberts. So Carrington lands a huge shot to start the round, but Roberts did a good job of defending and recovering, and that was pretty much the only thing that happened in that fight. Carrington won by decision, and then I would call this a headliner of the prelims here. Baby Slice, Kevin Ferguson Jr. He was fighting in the prelims, man. I would have put this on television. Why are you putting this on the Spike.com prelims? I don't get it. But he's fighting a dude called Aaron Hamilton. Generic looking white guy, I would say. Not very impressive looking. But he won. Sonnen came into the commentary booth for this fight and for the rest of the night. Ferguson looked all right until he lost. But his loss was pretty brutal. So actually, Ferguson was on top trying to get a rear naked choke, and Hamilton just kind of slipped out from the back and got a rear naked choke of his own, and that's how the fight ended. It's pretty obvious that the reversal for the rear naked choke was there too. Like, it was wide open between his legs. It's just like, whoop, I'm gonna slip out. Bloop. It was pretty much immediate too. So there you go. Kevin Ferguson Jr. not doing so good on his debut there at Bellator, but hey, whatever. He's Kevin Ferguson Jr. He doesn't need to win, just like his dad. Main card started with a women's fight between Carrie Ann Melendez and Sheila Padilla. So this, I think it was 40 seconds. I don't have the time written down here, but Melendez killed Padalina with the right hand. I think it was the second punch thrown in the whole fight, and it landed. The first one missed, but the second one, bam, right in the face, and it was an early KO. I don't have notes for these other fights here because the UFC... So Bellator was not on Friday this week. It was on Saturday. So this was occurring at the exact same time as the UFC in Brazil. The exact same time. So these next few fights, I don't have any notes because I was watching the UFC. So Adam Piccoli versus Brandon Gertz. I think Piccoli won. And then Linton Vassell versus Francis Carmel. So I don't have any notes, but that fight sucked. I don't remember who won, but that fight was... Every time you have Francis Carmel, you're like, yeah, he could be all right. This fight could be okay. And it's rarely okay. Very rarely. And Linton Vassell's done okay in Bellator. So I was expecting more out of this fight, and it's pretty terrible. Talk about another terrible fight. Michael Venom Page, MVP. He was fighting a nobody, Fernando Gonzalez. Just a generic-looking Latin dude with a little bit belly fat on him. Probably likes the beer, like I do. So the first 2 rounds of this fight was literally Michael Venom Page just like backing up and trying to get Fernando to punch or do something so he can land a counter punch or a counter kick or anything. And it was that the whole fucking 2 rounds of, it was a nothing. Fernando not throwing anything and Michael Venom Page wanting to react to something, but there was nothing. So Michael Venom Page just can't be a counter puncher. He also has to fucking go on the attack if he has to, but apparently he can't. And then the 3rd round, Fernando Gonzalez easily won the 3rd round. Easily. It wasn't even close. He figured out the game that Page was playing, and the 3rd round was just straight up Gonzalez. But you could have it go either way. I don't really care. Somebody had it 30-27 for Gonzalez, which I could see. Because Gonzalez was technically the one pushing forward. He wasn't fucking doing anything.
Well, it all depends on how much, because if you're counterpunching, you really have to do a lot of damage.
Yes, you have to land.
Case in point to Dotson, who lost that fight, which I don't understand. But like, he was fighting not too long ago, but like, he lost a fight because he was counterpunching the entire fight.
Was it Lineker?
Yeah, that was it. And he absolutely fucking crushed him so many times, did so much more damage, and he still lost the fight because he was walking backwards or going backwards.
Yeah, this fight was, but that nowhere near that. This.
Yeah, fair enough. Like, but Dawson is just so idiotically fucking fast. He can hit you 5 or 6 times, and you're going, well, what just hit me?
This was the co-main event of a pretty big Bellator, and I don't think you put MVP in this spot again. maybe the opening of a main card or like the main event of like an undercard, but terrible. And then the main event here was literally happening at the exact same time. I guess it started a little bit earlier than the main event of the Brazil card, which was Bader and what's his name, Nog. So here you go.
Nog. Yeah, I don't get it.
Michael Chandler is the defending champion against Benson Henderson. This was probably the fight of the night, or the fight of the fucking weekend, to be honest. If you didn't see it, it was amazing.
That's still not saying too much.
Oh no, I will give it up to Benson Henderson has had a lot of shitty fights, and so has Chandler, and this fight was great. I'm not saying that it wasn't,
but comparing it to the other fights.
Oh no, I'm just saying.
I know, fair enough. Some of the undercard fights may have been all right, but those main events were.
No, I'm just saying overall, like of the weekend, like I mean.
Yeah.
And then the Northern Ireland card was who was the main event again? It was
Musasi and Hall.
Yeah, and that had potential to be a great fight. It was all right. It was a good fight. But anyways, okay. So the first round, the main part of the first round was Chandler landed a fucking humongous German suplex. Humongous. It's huge. It's probably like the biggest fucking German suplex I've seen in MMA. And that's saying a lot because I don't remember. It was Vincent Pitchell that lost at a tough finale. And it was a Russian dude. Was it? He was just
Khabib.
Maybe. Yes. He was just
Khabib
fucking slamming him like 3 times, and I think he got a German suplex in there too.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a brutal one. But this was like the best single suplex I've ever seen. It was amazing, and he landed a few punches and kicks after the suplex too as he was getting up. It was a really good spot in the first round. And then at the end of the first round too, Henderson landed a few good shots and kicks too. So the first round was easily Chandler's, but Benson Henderson landed some stuff too. And that was pretty much the story of the second round as well, is that Henderson landed some good shots in there, but man, Chandler just seemed to land more consistently and get more of his licks in there. And then the third round started with a kick to the nuts by Henderson to Chandler. So that was a good time there. And then by this time, and like the fight was really good. Like it was kind of slowing down in the third by that kick in the nuts anyways. But I don't know how I would have it judged. The second round I probably would have given it to Henderson, but that was the only close round I think so far. The fourth round, Chandler he slammed Henderson pretty hard a minute in, and then Chandler just landed some shots from the top. He just held him down for the majority of the round, and that was the story of the fourth. But Henderson did escape when there was 30 seconds left, and he almost got a rear naked choke in. I think there's like maybe 2 seconds left when he did actually get it in, but it's too late. And then something I noticed when the fifth round started, Chandler's ear was totally fucked up. So I don't know if that was from the choke attempt that just he rubbed his ear off or something, because he does have those weird cauliflower ears, and you could have just fucking when you rear naked choke somebody and you just crank on it and you can pop that shit pretty easy. So who knows? But his right ear was totally fucked up when the fifth round started. Anyways, the two guys were tired in the fifth round because at one point Chandler got a rear naked choke with, or was it? Let's see. I'm just gonna make sure my notes are right here. Yeah, okay. So Chandler got a rear naked choke with both of his hooks in, and it looked over, but I think they were just both so tired that they were pretty much just both dead, and they didn't do anything. But yeah, I mean, it was split decision for Chandler. I don't know how you do split. It was pretty clear that it was Chandler that won. If you want to tell me that it was 48-47 for Chandler, I'll totally agree with you. But if you're going to tell me that it's 48-47 for fucking Benson, I don't know what fucking fight you watched, but that's a great fight. This is a really great fight. I loved it compared to everything else this weekend. Okay, let's talk about the Ireland card. Horiguchi defeated Bagotinov. This was a great fight with a lot of clinching at first and some groundwork as well. And yeah, that pretty much that was the story of the fight, is a lot of clinching and groundwork. There was some striking, but it was mostly on the ground. Kyochi gets the victory 30-27 all around. It's not Bagotinov didn't necessarily look bad. It's just Horiguchi did control the majority of that fight, so I don't disagree with it. Jack Marshman defeated Magnus Cadenblad, and Jack Marshman. He's the first guy from Wales in the UFC, I believe. So he's a good old Welshman, and he TKO'd Magnus in the second round with punches. It was pretty brutal. And then this was the first fight of the main card, but I guess this is all on Fight Pass. Artem Lebov versus Teruto Ishihara. My God, how did I miss this fight when we talked about it last week? Do you know who these two guys are?
Not by name.
Okay, so Artem Lobov is the Russian dude that trains with Conor McGregor. You see a little Russian dude with him all the time? That's Artem.
No, I don't.
Okay,
really.
well, all right, well, and then Teruto Ishihara is the Japanese dude who loves his women.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So I can't believe that I totally missed that fucking. I would have talked about this for 10 minutes last week if I would have just fucking looked at the names for 2 seconds. But man, I know this fight was pretty good. So the first round was a lot of feeling out until about the last minute of the round, and Lobov landed some devastating shots that did not look too comfortable on Teruto there. So the first round went 10-9 easily because Lobov pretty much did the only thing of the round. The second was pretty much familiar, to be honest, except they landed more consistently. It was less feeling out. Every time Teruto would land something, Lobov would land something even harder. So it was hard to give that round for Ishihara. Even like the very, very end of the fight, or the very end of the second round, sorry, Lobov was just throwing like crazy, and Ishihara just threw it one hit in there. And that was the most substantial hit that Ishihara landed in the whole fight, was at the very end of the second round. It got Lobov, he was out on his feet for a second there at the end of the second round. I probably would have given that round to Ishihara, but then the rest of the fight, there's only one other round left. Lobov pretty much owned it. He landed a lot of stuff. He got the hardest punch of the whole fight in the third round. Even Ishihara's punch in the second did not come close to that punch in the third round. And Lobov got a slam. There was 15 seconds left. It was pretty much dominant. Lobov won. I wanted Ishihara to win, though. Don't really care about Conor McGregor. Japanese, though, who loves his bitches, though. I'm all about that guy. Because, hey, if you're in Japan and you speak like that, you're pretty out there. Because there's some that do it in Japan, true. But it seems like it's mostly for show. There's not that many, like, it's pretty much respectable culture over there.
Not in the corporation area, yeah, but outside of that, not really.
Sure, well, they put a front, let's say that. They put a front that they're all respectable.
You got Yakuza and all that type of shit, man.
Oh, like, yeah. There's fucked up shit everywhere, but, you know, as a whole society, they try to hide that stuff. Hey, don't show your tattoos.
Oh, don't show your tattoos. It's go.
No, it's literally don't
Honkai that bitch behind the stage or something like that.
No, it's totally like, don't show your tattoos. If you have tattoos in Japan, hide them.
In the corporation portion, but if you're out in the game sections or whatever, it's all over the fucking place.
Some people will think some stuff. It's like here, man. Some people will think some stuff. Timothy Johnson versus Alexander Volkov is the next fight. For a heavyweight fight, it was pretty good. First round, Volkov almost got KO'd, but that was the top moment of the fight. It got more boring as it went. Who knew, right? A heavyweight fight that slowed down as it went. You know, that's the story of heavyweights there. Should have just given us the KO in the first round. But hey, you know, there you go. He survived it. And Volkov actually won via split decision. He almost got KO'd in the first, but he came back with the 2 last rounds to win via split. The co-main event was Ross Pearson versus Stevie Ray. This, you know, is a good, entertaining fight. There's not too much to say about it. And, you know, it's a Ross Pearson fight. It could go either way. It's all right. it was really close. Stevie Ray won by split decision. And then Gegard Musashi versus Uriah Hall. Gegard Musashi, like freaking master in this fight. He pretty much dictated the whole thing and then killed Uriah Hall with some ground and pound after a knockdown. So yeah, there you go. That was the UFC in Ireland card. And now...
Or Belfast.
Well, Northern Ireland. Still
Yeah.
Ireland. God. I know that they're separated up there and they're not very happy and stuff, but geez, chill out, Ireland. All right, and then the UFC Sao Paulo. There's a few good fights, like Darren Stewart defeated Francisco Barroso versus TKO in the first round, 1 minute and 34 seconds. Pedro Muniz got a guillotine choke out of nowhere. Literally came out of nowhere, like bam on Dustin Scoggins in the first round. This is a good fight. Luis Henrique versus Christian Colombo. Henrique got a guillotine choke in the third round. Good fight. And then this is the main event of... Oh, no, never mind. It is not. I was going to say main event of the undercard. But Manuel Gamburian versus Johnny Eduardo. A pretty one-sided fight. Gamburian looked tiny compared to Eduardo. And, one-sided fight. Eduardo pretty much controlled the pace the whole fight until it was done in the second round, where Gamburian basically straight up walked into a punch. Like, it wasn't a deadly punch, but he was walking forward as the punch was coming. So he got rocked, and he was out. And he retired. There you go. No more Manuel Gamburian. I mean, there was a point in Gamburian's career where I really loved him, and he was really great. But, man, that was a while ago.
I think he needed to find a new camp a long time ago.
Oh, yeah, it might have helped. He left the UFC for a while and then came back.
Yeah, well. Yeah. Well, it's because he went down to 45.
Oh, yeah,
and they didn't have a
WC.
45 at that time. Yeah.
True enough. Marcos Rodrigo de Lima versus Godzuhi. Oh, man. Andy Kulov, sure. Let's just say Andy Kulov. That's his last name. I could say that. Andy Kulov got a guillotine choke a minute into the fight. So there you go. That's a pretty quick one. And then the main event of the undercard, Cesar Ferreira versus Jack Hermanson. Ferreira got an arm triangle in the second round. It's pretty impressive arm triangle. There's some main card fights here that I did not take any notes of because I was watching Bellator. Sergio Moraes versus Zach Otau. That's an interesting fight. I didn't know Moraes was in the UFC now, but hey, I might have been. I might be thinking about a different Moraes. Orly Alves versus Kamaru Usman. And Talis Ladies versus Krzysztof Jutko. I'm pretty sure Krzysztof Jutko won that one, but I don't have it written down here. All right. Here's the first fight that I actually do have notes on. Claudia Gadelha versus Courtney Casey. Honestly, there's not much to say about this fight except that... Did you see highlights of this fight?
No.
Okay. So, Casey got destroyed the whole 3 rounds. It was a pretty easy fight. And Gadelha got an arm triangle at the end of the third round-ish. Near the end of the third round. But anyways, I don't know if it was at the beginning of the third or the end of the second, but Courtney Casey was on her knees, and it looked like Gadelha kicked her in the head. And then there's a few camera angles, though, that made it look like it didn't land. So I'm pretty sure that there's pictures of her forehead after the kick where it's like, oh, okay, yeah, she got kicked in the forehead. There's no way that was anything else except the fucking kick. But, yeah, like, at the time, that Brazilian crowd was not happy with her faking that forehead kick while she was down. But, yeah, I mean, it's a pretty blatant foul, and they didn't even give her a minus point. So I don't even know why would the ref stop it if it wasn't an illegal head kick then. I don't know. But, yeah, the ref stopped it when it happened. So, I don't know. When it's that fucking blatant, I think a point should be taken away anyways. Like, it's pretty obvious. But, hey, I don't make up the rules. It doesn't seem like anybody knows what the rules exactly are anyways. So, Thomas Almeida versus Albert Morales. This was a fucking amazing fight. I don't have any notes written down here. I don't even remember who won because there's just so much stuff that happened this weekend that if I don't have notes, I don't really remember. But I want to say Almeida won. Either way, this was the fight of the night for the UFC. Easily. The fight of the weekend for the UFC. Maybe even,
Almeida won.
Yeah. It was a great fight. It was a fucking amazing. Did it end in the second? Is it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a fucking amazing fight. It was a competitive fight in the first, and then Almeida just kind of took over in the second. It was really good. It might even be better than Benson Henderson versus Michael Chandler. It's a shorter fight, too, if you want to spend less time. So, Ryan Bader versus Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira. I mean, the only thing to say about this story is that Ryan Bader took Nogueira down and then just blasted him with punches in the face for 2 rounds.
Yeah, 129 strikes to 12.
And those 129 shots were not landed on the feet. They were on the ground.
Yeah. And the thing is 129 shots in not 3 full rounds.
No, and you could hear them. They did not sound comfortable. Like, you know when you hear fucking punches that land? Like that's what it sounded like, man.
Yeah.
It was, man, especially when it's on the head, anywhere on the head. I'm not comfortable hearing that shit, especially when it's fucking 2 rounds of just that going on, that uncomfortable noise. Jesus. Yeah, I mean, whatever. There's not much else to say about this. There you go. The 2 things that were happening at the same time is the post-fight interviews for Bellator, and this one, the main events, were happening at the same time. So I didn't really catch either of them because I was trying to listen to both of them. Bader didn't say much, and I don't think they talked to Henderson. Don't ever fucking talk to Henderson ever again. Fucking horrible on the mic. God.
Well, he proposed to his girlfriend.
No, that's fine. That was fine. That's cool.
Was it really? No,
I was fine with that. It's everything else. Just stop talking, because and it's always like, God brought me here and gave me all the power, and He could give you the power too, like everybody. And it's just like 5 minutes of just repeating himself. Ugh. All right. So that's it. That's it for MMA. Unless you have anything.
Not really.
Okay. I
didn't watch any of this, so
I'm just gonna talk
too much MMA in too short of a time.
Oh no, I know. So on Saturday when all this stuff was going on, so when the UFC Ireland ended, Brazil literally started right as it ended.
Yeah.
So if that Gegard fight went any longer, it would have went over each other.
Right.
Which is crazy. But yeah, so Saturday night I had the UFC, the Bellator, I had the NXT in Toronto on, and then I had NHL. So I had 4 things I was watching at the same time on Saturday. It was fucking crazy. But anyways, I'm glad I did it because everything turned out pretty all right. The Habs won.
Until you ate that BK.
Well, that was on Tuesday. It was all right. I was still good back then. Okay, so I went to Toronto on Sunday to go watch WWE Survivor Series, and it was pretty all right. I had a good time. I was really tired by the end of it, but besides that, it was a good time. So the very first fight of the night, I actually didn't watch it. I just got in the arena. I was hearing it going on, and I was just like, I want to go get beer more than I want to watch this match. So I got a beer. So I didn't watch this match. It was a cruiserweight. Was it 3-on-3 match? 3-on-3 match.
Yeah, you have a 6-man tag team.
Yes. So Rich Swann pinned somebody from the other team. I think it was Drew Gulak. Rich Swann, he's getting pushed. Why not? Kane defeated Luke Harper. The most impressive thing about this match was seeing Kane's pyro in person, because I've never seen Kane. No, I've never seen Kane's pyro in person. No, I've seen Kane in person, but he didn't do his pyro. Motherfucker. No. It was on SmackDown, so they were cheap. They didn't want to put all that money in the pyro. What can I say? It was a pretty boring match. And then Kane did his arm thing and went boom. And I was like, hey, that's cool. That explosion is fucking huge. It's bigger than any of the other explosion that happened in the night. And that's insane to think about because it's right on the ring. It's right there.
Mm.
All right. I bet if you're close to that ring, you must feel it. You must feel the heat. There's no way you don't. All right. So the first match of the night was Team Raw, the women. And then, the women's match, Team Raw versus Team SmackDown Live. What can I say about this fight? It was 5-on-5 traditional Survivor Series. So, I mean, Survivor Series is a gimmick match I like, but there's no real reason to do any of the Team SmackDown versus Team Raw shit. I didn't really care. There's a couple dudes behind me that were super drunk and super annoying throughout the night, so I did not really appreciate that. That's probably why I was so tired, to be honest, because they were so fucking loud and I just couldn't take it anymore. I was just like, At one point I did say something to them. It was was it this match? No, it was not this match. But I just could not take it at some point. But anyways, Team Raw, so they won the first match of the night. There's not much to say here except Charlotte and Sasha Banks were the last two. Oh, no, sorry. It was Charlotte and Bayley were the last two on Team Raw, and they won. And then after they won, Charlotte destroyed Bayley, of course, because why not? Because they're not a real team. So yeah, of course she's gonna fucking kill her. Come on. And that was a pretty common thread in a lot of these matches. The next match was The Miz with Maryse versus Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental title. This match wasn't that long, so it was all right. To be honest, I was looking at Maryse most of the match, so I couldn't tell you what was going on. No, to be honest, it was an okay match. The match ended with Maryse. She was ringing the bell while Sami Zayn had a sharpshooter, of course, because get it? Survivor Series and Bret Hart. Get it? Get it?
In Toronto.
And it was in Montreal, I think.
Oh, yeah. Yes, you're right. Sorry. In Canada.
In Canada. But do you get it? And so she rang the bell. Sami Zayn was like, what? What happened? And then The Miz got a pin on him. And I was like, yep, there you go. Well, he did his finisher first, and then he got the pin. All right, Team Raw. This was a smack. Okay. This is so convoluted. This is Team SmackDown versus Team Raw, but it's the tag teams, so there's 10 men on each side. And if one member of the team loses, both men are out. So there you go. That's how that went. Not much to say about this match. Breezango got out right away. And then the New Day, surprisingly, the champions, they've been fucking losing a lot lately. They went out right away, too, right after them. That was surprising to see. And then it ended with Sheamus and Cesaro being the last two for Raw. And they defeated Heath Slater and Rhino, I believe, for the last two on that side as well. There's so much stuff that happened this weekend that it's hard to keep track of the stuff that doesn't matter. The Brian Kendrick defeated Kalisto by disqualification. This is bullshit. Totally bullshit. Because the Intercontinental match was an Raw versus SmackDown match where the Intercontinental belt could maybe switch over to Raw, and it ended in a fucking bullshit way too, which I didn't really mind because Miz does that anyways. But so here's what happened. Baron Corbin, he was supposed to be injured. He wasn't even supposed to fucking be there. He was supposed to be in Team SmackDown, and that's why Shane McMahon was in that match later, because Baron Corbin's injured, but he just faked the injury so he could attack Kalisto in this match and not let the Cruiserweight division go to SmackDown. So that's whatever. That's dumb. That's a dumb ending. And then the second longest, I guess this was the longest match of the night. Team SmackDown versus Team Raw. This was the 5-on-5 men's match. AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, Randy Orton, Shane McMahon, Bray Wyatt. That's Team SmackDown. And then Team Raw was Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Braun Strowman. So AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose are on the same team, SmackDown, but they pretty much killed each other. AJ Styles first to Dean Ambrose, laid him out, cost him the fall. So Dean Ambrose was out, but he came back later, and he killed AJ Styles. So pretty much the only reason that both of those two guys were out was because of each other. Pretty much. So I think it was Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt won for Team SmackDown. Shane McMahon did a coast to coast which is his move that he did from WrestleMania 17, which he jumps from one side of the ring all the way to the other side and kicks the guy in the face while he's down. And he did that, but Roman Reigns was the guy taking the move, and he reversed it into a spear, and it looked like Shane got hit pretty hard. And it looked like Roman might have even been hurt on that move too, because both of them had a weird reaction to it. So, I don't know if Shane McMahon was that injured, to be honest, but it didn't look comfortable, whatever happened. The highlight of the match, to be honest, was Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho, two Canadian boys right there in Canada doing their shit. Like, they're so hilarious. Like, I bet I could show a lot of the clips of those two guys together to non-wrestling fans, and they would probably think it's funny too, because they're genuinely funny together, and it's in the ring, outside of the ring, when they're talking to each other, everything. They did a segment on Monday. So here's what happened. Chris Jericho has a list. He calls it the list of Jericho, and he puts everything that he hates on it. So if he hates you, you're on the list. And Kevin Owens is what I was saying. He hit, I think it's either Dean Ambrose or somebody that was gonna hit Chris Jericho to defend him with his own list. And so the next night on Raw, Jericho came out to tell the universe who he thought the loss at Survivor Series was due to, who was the cause of the loss. And it seemed like he was going to put the blame on Kevin Owens, his best friend. And it was a pretty friggin' amazing segment, because they were going at it. They were arguing with each other. It seemed like they were legitimately going to break up. And then at the end, they were just like, I know whose fault it is. And they both screamed out, Roman Reigns. And everybody goes like, yeah, we all hate Roman Reigns. Woo! And that was that segment.
Okay.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Roman Reigns is the guy that the WWE wants us to love, but he's not that amazing. He's okay. If he would be on the mid card all the time with like the US title or the Intercontinental title, I wouldn't be that opposed to it, but he doesn't need the world title. All right. And then the main event, Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar. This is pretty cool. This is a pretty cool match. Everything about this I loved. So I think like the entrances, the celebration afterwards, literally everything. Brock Lesnar opening the door out of his locker room lasted longer than the match. All right. So, no, it's funny. I looked at his locker room on the replay, and it was just a hallway. Yeah. Just put the door the closest to the stage. Just do this thing. So yeah, no, I loved his entrance because they bothered to get the cops along with him. You got to protect the people around Goldberg, man. He could attack anybody at any time. Got to make sure you got to contain Goldberg before he gets into the ring. So they did that. He did his his little thing where he stands in the fireworks.
Yeah.
All that. It was cool. Brock Lesnar has pyro too. All that stuff. All the pyro at Survivor Series is way better than any other pyro I've seen at a WWE show, just because it's fucking pay-per-view. So the intro to the SmackDown pyro, like when SmackDown starts, the pyro is okay. But man, this pyro at the start was amazing. And it's all indoors. That's the thing that's so fun about it. It's like a sense of danger almost. This thing could blow up in our face at any time. Anyways. So the match was pretty much just two spears and a jackhammer, and that was it.
Yeah,
that was it. Brock Lesnar got a little shove at the very beginning there. Yeah, that was it.
I kind of get why they did this, but I don't entirely understand why they did it.
Here's the ultimate issue that I have with it is that they did this way too late. Way too late. They should have done this when Goldberg first came in. And this was like 2007-ish, 2006, whenever his WCW contract was done and he was not getting paid money to not wrestle anymore.
Right.
Yeah, because when he came in, his first fucking rival was The Rock, and like his first match was like, let's have a real wrestling match. No, that's not what Goldberg does, man. Goldberg's not a wrestling dude. He does two things: spears and jackhammers. That's it. That's it. You put anything else in his repertoire, he's ruined. You know what he can't do? He can't punch out a fucking window on a car either. He can't do anything.
No.
Okay, so don't make him do anything except the two things that work. And it was amazing. I loved it. It was so shocking. I was not expecting that at all because the original deal was only to have Goldberg at this event and then that's it. But I guess Brock Lesnar talked to Vince and convinced him to keep him on there because both of these guys are going to be making more money now.
Yeah.
So why not? There you go.
So when's WrestleMania?
I don't know, April, Marchish.
Okay, so that's way too. No, like they're obviously setting this up for a rematch.
Yes, so
it's just
Goldberg is apparently going to be in the Royal Rumble. Apparently, like in the actual Rumble. Yes.
Okay. Who's the? Well, how does that? Because is there not like two belts now?
Yes, there are two belts. The way it used to work with the Rumble is that if you won, you could pick.
Well, if you won
belts.
it, then yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't know how it's going to work now. Yeah, I don't know how it's going to work now. I don't know if you are up from Raw, you have to pick the Raw belt. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. And Goldberg's not even really on either one, to be honest. He's like a part-timer.
Right.
He's just on Raw.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like an Undertaker being on SmackDown right now. Talking about that, like, it's so weird. It's Survivor Series is so weird because the first two Team Raws versus Team SmackDown matches, Raw won. So by the time you got to the third one, it's just like, well, Raw already won. And SmackDown won the one match that I thought for sure they were going to lose because the week before, Undertaker was like, if you guys lose this match, I will fuck you up. And and they won. I'm just like, what? Well, what the fuck? Okay. There you go. Undertaker doesn't need to do anything now. Just go back into the shadows and never come back because that's it.
Mm.
So yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do with anybody, to be honest, because the original plan I thought was to have Shane versus Lesnar at WrestleMania. I'm glad they're not doing that though. Jesus Christ, I'm glad they're not doing that.
Sorry, who was that?
Shane versus
Shane
Brock Lesnar. Yes, Shane McMahon.
Shane McMahon.
Yes, versus Brock Lesnar. They were teasing that because Brock he disrespected SmackDown by showing up and beating up Randy Orton. But I'm just like, but Randy Orton did the fucking same thing. He showed up on fucking Raw and killed Brock. So I'm just like, this doesn't make any sense. Why are you so pissed, Shane? Calm down. No, he got injured at Survivor Series, so maybe he'll calm down on the wrestling. Don't wrestle. Don't wrestle. You're terrible at it. There was a time where I could tolerate it, but now everything about Shane, I just can't. I can't do it. His little stupid little punches that he does. Supposedly he trains with like real fighters like the Gracies and like stuff. So you would think that he would be able to kind of throw a punch, a fake punch.
Yeah, well, if he's training with the Gracies, he's not learning how to punch.
I guess so. But he's got to be doing some kind of striking coaching or learning. It made it seem that way when he came back against The Undertaker because The Undertaker does have that background. I don't know, man. Survivor. It was. I'm glad that I went for the main event alone, but the whole event, whatever. I still had fun. It's cool. I honestly love going to WWE shows way more than UFC shows, just because the view is a million times better. A million times. The ring just makes that much of a difference. If you're up in the 300s, it's not that bad watching the UFC.
So it was at Skydome?
Yes. No, not Skydome. Rogers.
It was at ACC.
ACC. Yes, well, ACC. Yep.
It was ACC, no?
Yep. Yeah. I don't think they'll do the stadium in Toronto unless they do WrestleMania. Maybe the Rumble. I could see them doing a stadium for the Rumble. I don't know the next time that they're going to show up here again, to be honest. Because so another thing that happened in Toronto is Ty Dillinger. That's his name, right? Fuck. Yeah. Anyways, I want to say that's him. He's Canadian as well, and he does this thing where he distracts the ref by like he yells out 10 every time the ref counts something. So if he's counting 2, it's 10. If he's counting 5, it's 10. So the whole crowd was fucking doing it the whole weekend. So anytime there was a count, anytime. So let's say there's there's a wrestler in the corner of the turnbuckle, and then another wrestler goes on top of him, and he starts punching him. 1, 2, 3. It was just 10. just 10 over and over and over. It's all right, but man, that's gonna last a long time. Like what did, I suspect. I didn't really hear it that much this week on Raw or SmackDown, so hopefully it doesn't last. Because that what thing is still fucking popping up every now and again, and it's still annoying.
What? As in
Stone Cold what?
Jaw?
No, Stone Cold used to say what all the time.
No, not really.
What? See, just like that. To literally everything. So like, literally, if there's a spot in any so that's the thing. Like to get past that, what you have to talk fast, or they have a chance to say it. So if you take a pause, fucking somebody will fucking say what. It's just so annoying. It used to be so cool. That used to be so cool. Just like 10 was cool for like that one night, and then not so much. Yeah, I mean,
it's wrestling. So.
Wrestling can be cool, but it's also very lame at times.
At times.
Hey, not always. It's not always lame. When Goldberg comes back, man, and does that to Brock Lesnar, it's pretty cool. I saw some posts saying like
scripted.
I saw some posts saying like, I bet that Mark Hunt is happy. I'm like, why? What the fuck would he be happy? It's a fake fight, and Brock Lesnar made an assload of money. So you're not. You're an idiot.
Yeah. Mark Hunt is fucked any which way.
Yeah, I saw somebody post that. I'm just like, what are you even saying anymore? All right. Well, that's it. I'm done.
Lesnar hasn't had a USADA, like he was tested for USADA, and USADA hasn't done anything. Not yet,
because they're still deciding like the John Jones thing. Like the John Jones thing got decided. I think they're doing Brock Lesnar right now.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what they're gonna do with Brock Lesnar, because it's a little bit different than it was with John Jones. John Jones had an excuse. Brock Lesnar, not so much.
Well, yeah, John Jones' excuse that he wanted to go fuck some bitches. Like, how's that an excuse?
Yeah, and then I was gonna go see my son that night and my baby mama. Treat her with respect.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I don't look. I love John Jones as a fighter, but I'm never gonna be like, "Hey, John Jones is an awesome dude."
That's why I don't like getting involved with any of the personal crap. I just want to see them in the fucking octagon or whatever.
Dude, I felt the same way about the Tiger Woods shit. Like, I get it. Like, I kind of get it because Gatorade and shit. But come on. You don't think that some kid that's 13 right now, that is drinking Gatorade, playing golf, doesn't want to get poon like Tiger Woods? Give me a break. Give me a break. If he's asexual or bisexual or gay, then fine. Then maybe he wants something else. But like, come on. That's like the majority of gay. I
don't really like. I get it to a certain extent of making it public. Like a lot of the shit, like he hit a pregnant woman with his car and drove off.
Oh no, John Jones was straight up criminal.
Stupid.
The thing like with Tiger Woods
if he was just out, like he was just out being a dick with his dick, like
that's what happened with Tiger Woods. It got public when his wife fucking destroyed his car when he was trying to get away.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's the one part where I can support and get behind and laugh at. But everything else is just like, oh, come on. Like,
well, it becomes a civil dispute, and who gives a shit? Like, it's not anyone else's business other than the people directly involved.
Mm-hmm.
And
she got hurt.
It's not like he stood up and then like beat the shit out of her or something like that. Like he just, what the fuck you doing, woman?
Oh, she might have hit that.
What she probably did with the fucking 9-iron that she put through his window.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he was in the car driving away with a concussion.
Mm-hmm. Don't do that.
Like if you are going out and like beating the shit, like if you're breaking the law is one thing. If you're using your fame for what you want to use it for, it's not like it was rape or anything like that. So what the fuck?
Nope.
Like, whatever. It made him the best golf player in the world for like fucking a decade. So let him do what he's doing.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if he was doing that stuff all throughout, but you know.
Yeah, it probably was. Like, they had, like, a lot of women came forward. And
the real problem came when he had a fucking kid and wife. That was the real issue.
Yeah.
Don't have a kid and a wife if you're going to do that shit.
That doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah, because fuck, dude. Yeah, I'm just like Tiger Woods. Hey, if I could be Tiger Woods right now and just do whatever the hell I want, let's do it. But, you know, when you have a wife and a kid and, you know, especially like, I can't imagine Tiger Woods being that involved in the kid's life. Let's just say that. He's
at
away
this point
doing
in time,
shit.
or
Well, no, not before.
Before.
Like, even before. Like he was so busy, man. Like, I don't know, celebrity dads.
Well, the thing with the way his career, he would have been gone probably for like 8 months a year, but then there for 4 months.
He was serious about golf. That's why he's so fucking messed up now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, his back, he's had multiple back surgeries, and that's just not good.
Golf is probably one of the worst sports to play if you want to last a long time, because you just do the same movement over and over, and you do it as hard as you can.
Yeah, well, that's where the issue. If he didn't want to hit a 370 drive, if he was just fine with hitting 320, he probably could have played well for another 5 years.
Yeah, but the distance
he
definitely
was trying
helped
to
him. It's definitely a part of his game.
But he was winning tournaments by like 10, 15 strokes. If he took off 5 strokes, he still would have kicked everyone's ass and not fucked up his back.
Well, what can you do?
Yeah, well, it's hindsight, of course. He felt fine at the time. It's just cumulative damage over decades that fucks you up.
Oh, and if he was getting all those bitches, then he was definitely feeling fine.
He was getting fucked up.
A lot of stress relief there. He wasn't feeling any of the pain.
Well, he was probably on a lot of uppers and downers and shit.
No comment. I don't know what kind of drugs he was on.
Well, I'm not necessarily saying illegal shit. It would have been prescription shit.
Hey, drugs are drugs, man. Legal or illegal, I don't really care.
Does the PGA drug test? That's an interesting, because I've never heard of any.
I 100% yes. 1 bazillion% yes. Yeah. That's probably why they have a union and stuff, is for that shit to not get out of control. I would imagine so.
But again, like they're probably telling you when it is, and
like, they go to the Olympics too, so they get tested. Well, there.
Okay, they are now going to the Olympics. They weren't 10 years ago.
Oh no, I know. Like 8 years ago, was it 8 or not? So
I thought this was the first one they ever did.
I think it might have been the second.
They were in London. I don't remember them being in London.
I don't remember. Could be wrong. Sports get added all the time.
And then they get taken away, because wrestling, I don't think, is going to be in the next one.
Skateboarding is going to get added next year, or 2020, I think. I think 2020 is the year of the skateboard. Because snowboards aren't cool anymore. Got to go back to the skateboard.
Get Tony Hawk. He's like 60 now. He'll do something.
He does do stuff. Did you see him in Zero Gravity not that long ago? It's pretty cool.
No.
He's doing zero gravity stuff with a skateboard.
Okay.
How would those planes
that doesn't make any sense. Well, I get what you're saying, but how are you doing that with a skateboard? You're just holding a skateboard in a position and
so it's like those planes that go up and down very fast.
Yeah.
So they did it at like half gravity, and then they did it at moon gravity. Those are the coolest gravities because they could actually do stuff. Right. But like when they did zero gravity, we were just kind of floating around trying to do stuff, but struggling. It's cool. It's a Sony sponsored video. Sony. Hey, Sony, sponsor us. I'll gladly take your money.
Or even support us in ways of giving us games or consoles.
Send me a television. Send me a television that plays the UFC in 4K on it. Because that's the only way you can watch UFC in 4K right now. Is with a Sony fucking TV. that has the UFC app.
They
on
don't.
It. Yep. That's the only way. Yep.
They don't. You can't watch 4K through the Pro.
Nope. You can only watch 1080p, which is UFC Fight Pass. It's all UFC Fight Pass. Just give me the goddamn fucking 4K. God.
Are you sure you can? Like the Pro outputs the 4K, so I don't entirely get
but
why.
it's locked. That's the only way to get it. It's like Netflix. The only way you can get Netflix in 4K on your computer is with the shitty Microsoft browser. What's it called?
Edge.
Yeah, Edge. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, that's on your PC, but I can get 4K
on your Android, I believe. Android does 4K, I believe.
Well, I can get it on the PS4.
Yeah, on the PS. Yeah, the consoles do 4K as well, but on the PC you need Edge, which is fucking stupid. Like, get what? Come on. And
I just watch it through my console.
It's the same thing like watching UFC. Like, come on, just give me the 4K feed. Don't put it behind the stupid TV wall thing.
Even have a 4K monitor to make.
No, I don't. But it will still look better. Depending on what the bit rate they feed it out at. The thing about Fight Pass that I love is the bit rates that they feed it out at is fucking fantastic.
Yes.
And their feeds
it wasn't
look
to
great.
begin with. Or I guess I'm just thinking of the Facebook shit. When they first started that first Facebook.
No, so the Facebook stuff always looked great. It's just it was always on auto. You couldn't turn it on 720p manually, right? It was always like figuring out what your connection was and then giving you the best feed. So you didn't always get that. When it looked good, it looked great on Facebook, but you got those little times where it was like, whoop.
I remember watching the first one and it was not good.
I always loved because it's the same thing. It was UFC Fight Pass back then too. It was just called UFC.tv. It was the same thing. Yeah. I don't know. I'm going away now. Going away. It's 10 p.m. Sleep.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna go to bed because I'm
doesn't
still
sound like a bad
up.
idea.
I'm still screwed up from the food poisoning. So drink some water, lay down, do something. I don't know. Watch something on TV. Is there something playing on television right now tonight?
Cartoon Network, I'm sure, has something.
Cartoon Network. I don't have television here, so I get all my television from the internet.
I don't think so.
Yeah, all right then.
I don't think there's anything Thursday nights.
The Ultimate Fighter finale. When is that? That's soon, isn't it?
That is like Saturday or next Saturday. No, next Saturday. So there's one more show.
Yeah, because it's before the Toronto one. It's the week before, I think. Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. I downloaded all of the Toughs. I'm gonna binge watch it before that finale. That's the way to do it.
I've seen the last 4 or 5 episodes. 5 or 4.5, I think, because I watched the second half of one of them.
I was excited to watch the season. I just didn't want to watch and wait every week.
Yeah, well, Tim Elliott looks like he's gonna win.
Come on, man. I don't know anything. I literally don't know anything. I know some of the fighters because they're champions, but
yeah,
I don't know anything.
Well, Tim Elliott was a UFC fighter, and he's like substantially better than most of the guys in the house.
All right then. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week, Thursday, with Fresh Air is Overrated and Sprawl and Brawl. All the other shows that are going up on megasportshow.com as well. Go check those out. Podcasts. Download them wherever you usually download them. YouTube.com/megasportshow.tv. That's our YouTube. That's where we air live every week. And like I said, a bunch of other shows removed from play. Other stuff that Mac does.
The main phase or the
standby phase.
Standby phase. Okay.
Card link.
Yeah. He's changed the name a couple of times.
Because the main phase was somebody else was using it apparently.
Oh. So it was a copyright thing. You got
copyright. No, I don't think it's that bad. Okay, see ya.
Yeah. See you next week.